never done projects. Where we are just a silly little YouTube channel. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and consider joining the member on the wall and out by the road for only $4.99 a month.
Well, hello, everyone. Daryl says hello. Hello, Daryl. Cootie says howdy. Howdy, Cootie. Alexis said hi. Hello, Alexis. Daryl said first again. That's right. You on a roll. Matthew Stump says hell yeah. And Daryl said no R3 again. He just left. We were given a bunk bed, and took it home to set it up for Addie. Madison took the old bed down and had the room empty. So he went ahead and headed on home so he can put the bunk bed up for Addie. And Alexa said 6 and 6, and Amber said hey. Hello, Amber. John said hi. Alexa said 4. Cootie said so excited to see you. Always look forward to today's stream. You know, Cootie, it's funny because I do too. I can have a bad day and come in here and talk, and usually I get to feeling a lot better. So I look forward to seeing y'all too. Alexa said hi, and Daryl said cool. Daniel said what's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hello, Daniel. That's right. We got to get through Monday to get to Friday. Woo! Jane said hey, Pops. Hello, Jane. Alexa says 9 and 7. Nickel Pony said hey, Pops, and all. Hello, Nickel Pony. Jane said hi, Daryl. Amber said hi, Jane. Cootie. This paycheck has turned to poo, so don't be surprised if I don't donate later. LMAO. Cootie, we do understand. I promise you, there ain't nobody in this live understands more than we do when it comes to money. James, and you've done a lot, so thank you. Jane said hi, Cootie. Amber says hey, Daryl. Fars says how are you, man? I'm doing great and hope you are. Daryl said Jane, and Nick. Nickel Pony says hey, Miss Jane. Jane says hi, Matthew. Amber said hey, Cootie, and how is everyone? If I was doing any better, I'd have to sit on my hands, keep from waving at everybody. Jane said hey, Nickel, how's wife feeling? Cootie said hello, Jane and Amber. Jane said hi, Amber, and hi, Fars. I don't know. I know I'm saying that wrong, but Nickel Pony said pretty rough. Miss Jane got strep throat. Oh, that's not good. Jane said hi, Daniel. Daryl said I can't be on long. Got to get a shower after the sweat fest today. Daryl, like I said, we understand of all people about everybody having lives and being busy. So thank you for stopping in, and I do understand. Oren Bias says I love money and spending it. Money's the root of all evil. It's funny how what makes the world go around, but it don't buy you happiness, but it'll buy you a boat. Cowie Crafts said sent star for 2 jewels. Thank you. Daryl said Amber. Cootie said Daryl. Wait a minute, I believe I said that wrong. Daryl said Amber. Nickel Pony said Daryl. And Irwin said howdy and waved. Hazel said Pops. Callie said hi. Jane said oh no, did she get antibiotics? Did that happen on vacation, Nickel? Alex said 16 and 8. And Jane said hi, horn by. Cynthia said hi. Hello, Cynthia. Boston Bill said hi, guys. Hope everyone is good. Please stay cool. 100 degrees feels like 112 is coming my way. Yeah, yes, Bill, it is. It's going to be here before you know it. Daryl said it was 101 index today. Cootie says, oh no, Pops. If I do donate, kind of have to help boyfriend with the bills, and that took the rest of my money, but who knows, Lotus might test me again for an extreme number of $2. Like I said, Cootie, I appreciate it, but we'll take all you want to send our way, but don't put yourself in a bind. Jane said, turned my AC on for the first time this year last night. Was so glad it worked. I bet so. That'd been a hell of a note. Tried to turn it on, it didn't work. I've laid there at 97 degrees in the middle of the night. My air conditioner not working. Cootie said, ain't buy you happiness, but it'll buy you number one. That'll make you happy, won't it? Jane said, hey, Bill. Nichols said, got antibiotics? Yes, ma'am. Think she had it before we left and just got worse. Amber said, yes, number one, my dream. Hornby said, cow's milk is better than goat's milk. I don't drink goat's milk. It's probably going to be the same, but there's something about it I just can't get past in my mind. Everybody says it's good, but I'm going to stay with the cow's milk. All the passions waving and got the flags up. Cootie said, want LMAO. Sorry, Pops. Like I said, long day, extremely infuriating. I understand. Jane said, I'm striving to get drum roll, please. Number 10. Jane said, I am underachiever. Johnny says, time is a concept made up by humans to rotation, ritualize their inference. Damn it, please use smaller words for me anyway. Existence, and to be honest, I don't buy into it. Time isn't real. Only the present moment is in dragging us towards our own demeans. That was a mouthful, but you know something, Johnny, you were 100% right. The clock on the wall is just numbers. The sun is what give us that, I guess, the old digital dial or whatever to tell. But you're exactly right. If you worry about the time and yesterday and tomorrow, you forget about the present, and you miss. You'll waste your life away. So you're exactly right. Very well said, even though I didn't say your words correctly, because they're big for a guy like me, old redneck. Amber said, what did you get done today? Anything interesting? Well, yes and no. I did get my flagpole come in for the boat. I was wanting to get my pumps put in, my other pump put in, but a truck broke down out here today, and I helped a young couple out trying to get that going. By the time we got their truck going, I wasn't able to get onto the belch pump on the boat, but I did get the flagpole to see where I'm going to go and how I'm going to make the bracket for it. And I think Randy going to put together a little short about the flagpole, so y'all be on the lookout for it. But we got a plan together, and I helped two young people out, so it was good to see young people getting into. They were going to the Threshers reunion with a tractor, and their truck overheated. So it was good to see young people getting into it. Nickel Pony said, this time next week I'm going to be a peepaw. Seems like just yesterday I was having kids, now they are. But yes, I do. I do understand that one too. I've got all three of my kids above 18 now. Actually, above 19. So, it does feel totally different, especially when the grandbaby's running around. Cootie said, better talk a lot more than Jane, LMAO. Bill said, Pops, the AC in yet? Yes. The old window unit is. It's not, we don't have the bottom part of the, we got a split, half of a split unit. I got to buy the other half, and then we're going to put that in here. But it is cool in here. Boston Bill said, well, stay cool. Alexa said 17, 14, 11. Jane said, nickel peepaw is an awesome thing. It's like the best of the cry and send them home. Yeah. Amber said, thanks, Pop, for coming on today because I was very bored. You're welcome, Amber. Hornby said, beds are nice. Amber said, ah, nice, Pops. Boston Bill said, that was nice of Pops. You are a good man. I try to be, I really do. As many people says I ain't worth a shit, but I try to do the right thing every day. Jane said, Amber, you need a hobby. Oh, wait, you gotta be too busy for a hobby? Amber, tell her your hobby's watching Never Done Projects. Cootie said, did you know that every year our Earth year gets slightly slower? Did not. Amber said, yeah, LOL. Flesh Gordon said, easy, mate, and said hi. Amber said, I'm learning to be a nail tech, too. Baron from Ohio says hello. Nickel Pony says, so the dad passes out cigars. What does Peepaw hand out? Tylenol? That's about it. Hornby said, why are police called rookies? Don't know. Flesh said hi. Cootie says, I'll be damned to have a kid right now. My goal is at 30. My man and I agree around the same time. He's 32 and I'm 27, so it matches just right. Jane said, Cootie, there are 365.256 days per year. That means every 4 years they have to throw an extra day, leap year, but still 0.006 days per year isn't accounted for, so yep, slower. Which, I don't know how true it is, but they say it's supposed to be 13 months and it would all equal out exactly right. And all months would have the same amount of day. And all the months would mean what you're supposed to. Amber said, yeah, that's my hobby, watching y'all. Flesh says, do you fish? I haven't fished in a long time. I did go get my license the other day, and I am getting my tackle box and my rods ready. I do plan on doing a little bit more fishing. I ordered Starlink today, so that will be a Starlink to go, so I can actually take y'all out on the boat. I know I'll have I'll be able to do with the internet then for sure. I will be trying it out this weekend though to see how it works. Trying the internet. I know I won't get Starlink before this weekend, but I am getting that up so I can start doing lives on the lake. Cootie Queen said, Jane, love that you know that. Tube said, I just started a new job testing latex. It's a crappy job, but in that building I sit on the throne. Aaron Ron said hi. Jane said, well, Amber's got to be very busy in 7 months. Beth said, good evening all. Hello, Beth. Hope you're having a great day. Nickel Pony said, I worked with a guy who was born on leap day. Haven't met many people that have. My cousin was. So technically he only gets a birthday every 4 years. Hornby said, why do we cry when we are tired? I don't know. Jane said, too, king of the day. Mole said, brother, I need advice. My wife likes to lick peanut butter off my bald head. It's starting to scare me. She gets a weird look in her eyes when I open a jar. She's gaining weight fast. What do I do? Enjoy the moment. At least she wants to be with you. I mean, hey, make her chase you around a little bit. Make her go get the peanut butter jar. Put it upstairs. Tell her to go get the peanut butter. That way she'll be getting exercise going up and bringing it back. Jane said, hey, Beth. Nickel Pony said, hello, Beth. Flash said, that would be great to see that on the boat. I'm hoping this weekend. The fireworks is supposed to be Saturday night, so I'm hoping to get the fireworks on live. John said, just ate chicken and rice with pimento cheese. Jane said, mine, enjoy it and keep that bald head shaved. Tube said, I'm so old I tried to convict the pyramid scheme. Okay. That one's got me. I hate those words. I'm sorry. Y'all get it? Flesh said, sounds nice, John. Jay said, Mo, not mine. Nickel Pony said, Toppy Mo. Jane said, Lord Tube. JAH says, hello, just dropped a whole bunch of new stuff from the Hot Wheels event when I went to for you Pops, and Randy. All right, thank you, JH. Logan, have you ever played the Nintendo NES? I'm playing Castlevania 3 right now. I don't think I've ever played it, buddy. I do not think. Randy will surely know what you're talking about, but I don't. Flesh says, let me know when you go fishing. Love fishing. Well, I hope I do a little bit this weekend when we're on the water for the fireworks. It's just a Ray says, hey and hello. Your office looks nice and clean. I did clean a little bit before we got on the live today. Thank you for noticing. I still got more, don't get me wrong, but I cleaned up before the live. Jane said, hey, JH7. JH says, hey, Jane. Tube said, I don't play Nintendo anymore because Super Mario was a gateway drug. It led me to eat magic mushrooms and experiment with pipes. I did like playing the Nintendo Mario Kart. I did enjoy that. And I tried to do it with the the little eyeglasses thing that it's supposed to be so real. But that's what made me sick trying to drive that little cart. Jane said hi to Ray. Jane said tune that can be dangerous. Tube said yes, ma'am. But he ate some magic mushrooms and experimented with pipes. Going down the pipe. Here we go. Flesh says, ha ha ha, to get the pipe going. Jane said, VR, Pops. That's it. Thank you, Jane. I knew somebody to help me out. Yes, the VR. I don't know where my mind is today. I apologize. It's just a Ray. He says, hello, Jane. I hope you're having a good and nice Monday. Cowboy said, what's up, everyone? Is that Jacob, the other account? I'm not 100% sure. Nickel Pony said, Pops, tell R3 that his sticker is a big hit at work. After I told them the story behind Mr. Unbreakable, they really liked it. Get up in order. We'll sell them some. Jane said, remember Pac-Man? Yes, I do. Jane said, hi, Jacob. Jacob said, yes, all right. Cootie said, y'all, my day was so freaking terrible. Went to work and found out that absolutely no one did jack squat while I was gone for a day. Had to do 3 carts completely stacked with returns. Do you know why? They didn't do it because they knew you would do it and get it done. Best thing you can do, and I'll tell everybody the same thing, if I've learned one thing about jobs over the years, you got a job to do, you go in and you do the best you can, and then you leave and go home. You give them an honest day's work and don't worry about it. Don't try to kill yourself. Don't be an overachiever anymore. That ain't how you move up. Flesh and Jane, you should try the shroom. Jacob said, I'm sick at my stomach right now. I'm sorry. Flesh said, Duke, be boring. Tube said, I was more of a 2-pack man. Cootie said, it's so infuriating to be the only full-time in plumbing have to fix everyone's bullshit. Welcome to the adult world. Alexa said 9 and 15. Jane said, Flesh, I've done that years ago. I was alive during Woodstock era. Alexa said 10 and 15 and high. Flesh said, that's great, Jane, LOL. Nickel Pony said, you was at Woodstock, Miss Jane? Question mark. Exclamation point. Tube said, plumbers get excited. Must be all the plumbers crack. They are on crack, aren't they? Jane said, Cootie, that would you do all day if you didn't have to clean up everyone's shit? What would you do all day? Jane said, I wasn't there, but I sure remember it. Surely feels like I'm reading more than 15 thumbs up. Let's see. GT fanboy says, I had a grand accident. Uh-oh. Jacob said, Speckle, it cracked. Shut up, plumber's crack. Jacob's laughing. What kind of grand accident did you have, fanboy? Flash said, Jane's plumbing might need checking out. Tube said, plumbers need to get back and talk to their high school graduate guidance counselors, sorry. Flesh said, hark and ride. Cootie said, Jane, I would do what was needed, like sorting the damn Tootin' 34. All that is an absolute mess. Jane said, I was thinking it was hard growing up in that time, but I sure wouldn't want to be a kid now. Hell no. I like my era. I mean, don't get me wrong. Things are so much easier, so to speak, with you got so much information out there. But kids, and I love mine to death, don't get me wrong, but kids nowadays is absolutely lazy considered to what we were back in the day. If you didn't want to get up and go do something, you didn't want to, I mean, you just didn't get nothing done, and then you got your ass beat for not doing anything. Nah. They want to sit around and play games. Our games was outside. Flash said, ha ha ha, brilliant, want you? John said, came back from a 2-week vacation and there were 24 broken vacuums. I worked at a hotel. Fanboy said it was a Reese's Cups colored accident. Came out like a pressure washer. I kind of figured that's where you were going with it, but I thought for sure maybe since last time you were in here you grew up a little bit, but I guess not. Jane said, hi, John. Nickel Pony said, agree, Miss Jane. Flesh is laughing. Tube said, my kids is not lazy. I have them digging for cobalt in the Congo. All right. Hazel said, Pops. Hello, hey, Pop. Hello, Hazel. Flesh says, I'm having lamb chops soon. Awesome. Erwin said, you ever play kick the can? Sure, we play kick the can. We used to crush them, put them on our bicycle, make them make noise as they go catch up in the the forks of the wheel. Yeah, we really entertained ourselves. GT fanboy says, well, I did because guess what? I made it to the toilet. All right, I'm happy for you. Floyd said, hey, Pops. Hello, Floyd. Jane said, as a teenager, I thought it was so difficult in the 70s, but I think the teenage years are just freaking difficult. Yes, I agree with you. Floyd said, Jane Rose. Jane said, hey, Floyd. Cootie said, not going to lie, absolutely do love my job and the responsibilities it brings. Was going to be promoted to in Walmart, same vibe before they turned their backs on me and fired. Was not a good year. They'll do it. I mean, I'm telling you right now, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You go out there and be an overachiever, shit. They'll replace you before you get back to the house. You can call Uber. Before Uber gets you back to your house, they'll have somebody filling your job. They don't care about you. Amber said, I'm back. Sorry, that's fine, Amber. Welcome back. Jane said, Fanboy, did you gain any maturity on your way to the toilet? Tube said, y'all had to kick a can? Rich boy. We had to walk the roads and pick them up, which I did used to walk. I would take a gallon jug, old milk jug, leave my house, walk to the store, which was, I think the store was, I want to say 4 miles from my house. And I'd take that jug and I'd walk to the store and I'd pick up pop bottles, drink bottles, whatever you want to say. And I would carry drink bottles in there. You got 10 cents a piece. I would get enough drink bottles walking from my house to the store that when I got there, I could cash them in, get a gallon of gas, and get me a drink and like a snack or something. And I would carry the gallon of gas back home, put it in my motorcycle so I could ride. Nickel Pony says, I am very confused. Time for sure, Miss Jane. It's a very confusing time for sure, Miss Jane. Jane said, flesh, lamb chop sounds yum. Floyd said, I think Fanboy will grow up as soon as Maria washes her dad's car. Jane said, Lord Floyd. Tube said, I never had the jug because my dad never came home with the milk. I like it. Flesh said, yes, Jane, they are fresh bit of mint sauce with wish mash. Ali said, sounds like my dad too. I know, right? Flesh said, potato mash. How about mashed potato? Jane said, too, we would kick the can all the way to the store so we could cash in and get money. Jane says, hi, Allie. Tube said, I've used the can to get a nickel and smoke one. Erwin says, I used to go to Rapid Transit Station to pick up loose change people drop, then go to McDonald's and buy hamburgers. See, stories like that keep you humble. Cootie said, I was the best solitaire worker in the joint. I did about 24 hours worth of freight within 4 hours. They knew I was great, and then I had severe lung infection, and they cut me off. Oh, yeah. If they think it's going to cost them on insurance, they'll cut you in a heartbeat. They don't care. Alice says, hi, Jane, and Flesh says, ha ha, sorry, mashed potato. Jane said, Flesh, I've never had lamb chop. Sounds good. We went to a company thing for that had all kinds of different meat. I tried it. I didn't like it. I don't ever care to taste it again. Tube said Penny Kenny was a childhood blessing. Yep. I remember having it, all the little stripes and everything in a jar. It lasts so long they'd stick together. You'd have to take them out in a chunk and break some off. Jane said, did you break lamb chops? They actually cut it off for us. Jane said, too, Penny Kenny really was a penny. I think we're talking about two different things. Tube said, lamb chops play along. Tube said, I remember Miss Jane. Amber says, peekaboo. I see you. 12 people in here, 22 thumbs up. We got 22 thumbs up. We've been on here 29 minutes. That's pretty close. Tube said, I was born in 1978. I was born in 1969. Jane was born in 13. Amber said, you looking at me, I'm looking at you. It's always the same, it's just a shame, that's all. John said, I graduated in 73. I'm an 88. Supposed to have been 87, but I like fourth grade so much, Mama held me back, let me do it again. Jane said, Tube, I was married buying a house in 78, but I babysitted Jesus and I invented dirt. Amber said, you funny. Jacob said, in the woods, Bigfoot behind you, boo. Tube's laughing. Bubbly said, you giving me an erection. Well, that's good. I'm happy for you. Jane said, John's much older than me, LOL. Jacob says, I'm a 92, baby. Amber said, the woods. Hey, Cola. Say, hey, Paul, it's me, Darren, for Grinder. You ghosted me after we met. Hope you're okay. Had fun. Took me 2 days to get the egg out. That's fine. You were kind of weird to me, but I couldn't believe you put the egg up there like that. But thanks for coming in, checking on me. Jacob said, Lord. Cootie said, well, it's not the fact they cut me off. The doctor I was seeing literally said, well, I don't work on the weekend, so I won't fax your information to said quick. And that's the dumb bitch that made. Jane said, Bumbly, hit the like button. Cootie said, made me lose my job. Tube said, Jesus was so good at his job, he made a raise after he got a raise after 3 days, and he deserved it. He was washing people's feet. Amber said, okay, now time for me to go to the woods. Bum said, guys, what should I do if there's Flash said, haha, the comments. Jane said, Bubbly, you graduated to another channel. Do you think you could say that to your mom? Flash said, unbelievable. Like I said, people, I don't deal with inappropriate comments either. Alexis said, hi, hello. I'll let certain amount go on, but that was enough for me. Flash says there are some crazy people on this YouTube, yes. Jane says some people can sit behind a computer and think it's okay to be freaking weird. Thanks, Pops. Well, I guess they think it's funny, but it's absolutely stupid, which they are probably, 10, 12 years old trying to be a hero. Alexa said 12, 14, 25, and Tube said, I must have missed it. Hugh said, hello, Randy. Hello, you. Hope you're having a great day. 5280 said, hey, Pops, how are you doing? I'm doing great. I hope you are. And I do not remember your name. I'm sorry. We cleaned up, and I have moved my papers. Sorry. soon as you say it, I'll remember it. Jane said, hey, you. Else Whitley says, hog reveal. Jane said, hey, hey. Hughes said, man, mini spool snap. Dang, yeah. The next one shouldn't, though. Jane said, tube. They're they were getting gross. Hughes said, hello, Jane. 5280. William, that's it. I'm sorry. Thank you, William. That's okay. My name is William. I'm sorry, William. I'll try to remember it. Cootie said, y'all, I bought a $25 slab of raw salmon in the store yesterday. Crazy to think that I bought in what I bought in restaurants is worth approximately $200 in restaurants. I'm dining like a queen. Awesome. Missouri said, loves history, said, welcome to the shitty woke take a opera please. Oh, praise, okay. Tube said, oh. Hugh said, that's what happens after a night of drinking. Don't remember your name, are you? Cootie said, I'll or. Tours, I don't know how to say that, but how many? Come on now, let's clean it up a little bit. Jane said, hi, William. You said, hello, Cootie. Flesh said, cheesy mash, I've changed. Cootie said, let you know if I have a brain-eating worm. Said, hello, Pitto. You says, hello, Jacob. William said, Torbus, what? You said, roll on the floor, laugh my ass off. Jane said, flesh added cheese to mashed taters. You said, hello, Alexis, and clean it up or flush it. Flesh said, yes, it's so nice. I swear I'm hearing things today. Tube said, I bought salmon once, but it seemed fishy, so I still don't know how to fillet about it. Alice says, where's everyone from? Michigan here. Well, you know, we're from Denton, North Carolina. William said, Atlantic salmon is very good, in my opinion. James said, hello? Yeah. Just on live. I've got stick. I do not. Something I always wanted to learn, but I got to play with it a little bit at one of my jobs, but I've never been able to take time to learn the TIG. Why? No. It's here. We'll work on it. Okay. We'll figure it out. You got to be here to do it, though. You got to be here to do it, though. Okay. Love you, bye. Let's see, where am I at? Let's see, Jane said, I love cheese in my potatoes. Did you bake lamb chops? A mint sauce sounds yum. Jane said, Ohio here. Cootie says, but my sight has been absolutely terrible. I put on my boyfriend's glasses and see much better, more better, and pops. It's the ghost in your place. It might be, but I keep thinking I'm hearing somebody pulling up. Amberhead said, Jane is bothering me, boo. Jane ain't bothering you. Don't start no jump. Hugh says, lamb is too grainy. Don't lube it. Tube said, I'm from Amnesia, but I forget where it is. Irwin said, near Cleveland, Ohio. Alice says, loyal to. Hugh said, like teenage women on the phone. Cootie says, wacky? Wiley? I don't know. Flash said, lamb chops air fried and mashed potatoes with butter. William said, I got to head out chat. Just thought I'd stop in and say hello. Have a good night, everyone. See you, William. Thank you for stopping in. Hugh said, just kidding. Rolled on the floor and laughed my ass off. Jane said, Irwin, do you follow Grease Spot Garage? He's from near Cleveland. Tube said, night, William. Flesh said, mint sauce at the end. Jane said, bye, William. Irwin said, don't know that one, Jane. Tube said, when I go on dates, I don't wear my glasses, so we both look better. Barron says, Canton, Ohio. Excuse me. Hugh said, keep laughing. Jane said, Irwin, he's redoing the 1963 Biscayne. It's beautiful. Jacob said, hi, Hugh. Alice says, you too, LOL. Curse said, Jesus was an evil batter that doesn't love. I'm not reading that. Sam said, hey, hello, Sam. Hugh said, roll on the floor, laugh my ass off, cursed. Cootie said, you don't want to know how many fingers I've seen living on. You don't want to know how many figures I've seen living on Oklahoma, and in my place, the house I lived was used to house railroad workers back in the day. I see stuff every day once in a while. Wow, every once in a while. Wow. Flesh says, pint of water to wash and break it all down for bed. Jane said, tube, is that like after a six-pack you put beer goggles on? Jane said, bless you, Pops. Thank you, Jane. Flesh said, then morning glory. Tube said, yes, ma'am. Jacob said, hi, Sam. Zayla said, hi, hello. Tube said, is laughing. 16 people in here, 29 thumbs up. Zila said, greetings from Pakistan. Well, welcome, Pakistan. Thank you for stopping in. Jacob said, hi from Tennessee, USA. Jane said, welcome, Pakistan. Charlotte says, hi. Hello, Charlotte. Tube says, I like to try to meet women at buffets because you know they've lowered some standards. Sam said, hi, Jacob, and hi, Cowboy. Flesh said, who is the inventor of dirt? That would be Jane. Jane up here, Jane 45365 is the inventor of dirt. Sam said, hi, Jane. Zita said, how old are you, sir? I'm 57. Hugh said, dirt himself. Alice said, Lord, you do. Thanks for the laugh. Need it. Jacob says, you behaving, Sam? Flesh says, ha ha ha. Cootie said, but Rhode Island is a very rich historical site, and I absolutely love that. Want to go ghost hunting with my friends eventually, but she said last time she didn't. She did that. She got a little possessed. Somebody would have to show me. I don't believe in ghosts. Some weird stuff's happened here at the building, don't get me wrong, but I don't believe in it. I'd have to see it firsthand. Jane said, hi, Sam. Said, Lord, cowboy, I'm behaving. Tube said, glad someone appreciates my silliness. Erwin said, try bingo halls, Tube. Zeta said, have a good day. You too. Thanks for stopping in. If you didn't do it, hit the like button. Like and subscribe if you don't mind. Appreciate it. Flesh said, why is that her name? It's just a joke that we talk about how old Jane is, and somebody come up and said she was the inventor of dirt, and when you become a member, what you want up on the whatever you want on the wall, as long as it's appropriate. Tube said, Erwin Small says, we support your transition. You are so. Jacob said, that's good, Sam. Good to see you here. Sam said, thanks, cowboy. Sam said, you're one of my good friends. Cowboy said, got that right. Got that right, Sam. Jane said, too, going to pick women up in bingo halls. Man, if those women can have money for that bingo. Flesh says, okay, no problems, mate. Cootie said, I've seen it. I'm a firm believer, but I understand that the skeptics, until you've been in the house of a recently deceased elderly couple, saw and heard so many things. That's wicked. Jacob said, dang it, I mean right, stupid autocorrect. I mean, like I said, I can tell you some stories that I can't understand, and I don't know why, but like I was going down the highway one time and I didn't know where I was at. I was looking over the guardrail, looking over to another road trying to figure out where I was at because I was coming up on some bridges, and I don't know what it was, but something told me to put my seatbelt on. I reached there and put my seatbelt on, locked it, and I didn't go probably, I don't know, less than a quarter of a mile, and I was looking over to my left, and when I looked back, I was headed straight for the bridge, and I turned the wheel real hard. When I did, the truck slid around, and I run into the lower side of the bridge. It slammed against it and went off into the grass. Why? I normally wear my seatbelt, so why something told me to put it on is beyond me. It wasn't a voice that I remember or I knew or anything like that. So something's different, but you know, I just don't believe it. It would have to, be something a little bit more than that. I got stories like that I can tell, and even since we've had the building here, but I just don't really believe in ghosts. Can't understand. I cannot answer some questions about it though. Jane said, Cootie, I went to an old cemetery in Boston, a bit scary. Acola said, questions, opinions on drinking. Y'all some stupid ass people. Cootie said, did you know that on a Tesla line, there's a gymnast that was converted from a Sam said, Cowboy and Jacob and Jane are three of my best friends here. Cootie said, man. Jane said, Lord, exactly, Tube. Tube said, my gravestone is just going to say, why'd you hold my beer? Sam said, I like hanging out with them here. Cool. Cootie said, damn it, my keyboard. Man, so that's fine. I wouldn't have known how to say it no better if the other way. Cowboy says, Sam, you're always welcome to hang out here. Angus says, "Hey, what up, Dookie Head? Oh, not much. How for you, shit breath?" 4 said you probably had luck leveled up to 7 at this time. Jane said, "Lol, exactly. Y'all hold my beer and watch this." Sam said, "Thanks, cowboy." Thank you, Jane. Flesh said, "Is Jane drunk?" Nope, Jane, she's not drunk. Tube said, "I bought a Ouija board to my mom's so we could talk to my dad, but she said it wouldn't work." I was like, "You don't believe?" She said, "It's not that, it's just your father never listens." Cootie said, "Stayed here for a full night and recorded the whole night. Couldn't hear our own voices, but the crack of the cement building." Wow. Mausoleum. Mausoleum. I know what you're saying. I can't say it. I know what it is, but I can't. I got it in my head, but I can't. It just won't come out. Where people are buried. Jane said, "Loyal flesh. Unfortunately, I act this way all the time. Stone suburb." 4 said, see what I'm saying? Evidently, they're sitting in a room and going around and seeing who can get deleted, and they come up with stupid shit. It's unbelievable how stupid people can be trying to come into a live and destroy it with their stupid ass comments. Jacob said, "Bigfoot behind you." Sam said, "Loyal Jane." Jane said, "See, men don't listen, Pops." Huh? Tube said, "Sent sunshine for 200 joules." Erwin said, "Use that Ouija board to talk my mom, Tube, and tell her she still owes me 20 bucks. Mausoleum, said Jane. I hope I said it right. Tube's laughing. Hugh said, "Have a nice night, everyone. Gotta run. Kids calling grrr. See you. Thanks for stopping in." Tube said, "My mom's name is Sandy," which makes sense because I'm real son of a beach. Sam said, "I was talking to a guy in another chat and we're from different countries and decided to just be friends." Jane said, "Yep." Nickel Pony said, "I'm back. My great aunt called 94 and telling me about her trip to the casino. Hope if I make it to 94, I even know what casino is." I know, right? Sam said, "I agree, Jane. Men don't listen." What's that? Cootie said, "And then at my parents' place, we have so many deceased animals. Our dogs that recently passed can be seen occasionally, as well as my grandpa who breathes in our ears while we aren't ready." Yeah. That'd be wild. Jane said, "Take care of you." Tube said, "Bye, Grand." Jenny says, "Do you want a lap dance, big boy? Well, I'll feed you McDonald's." Jane says, If I have to live that long, I better be able to go to the casino." Sam's laughing. Tube said, "My wife is Native American. I told her that I think the government gave her tribe to casinos to keep them from scalping tickets." Y'all a mess tonight. Jane said, "Lol." Cootie said, "Gosh, I've spooked stuff so much, but why the freak we talking about casinos?" Jane said, "Tubes were where are you from? Daryl said, 50 minutes tonight. Jeannie said, yes or no to this. Do you want a lap dance? The big boy will feed you McDonald's. Cootie said, I want a lap dance from Ronald McDonald himself, Jenny. Nick Pony said, sorry, Cootie, my fault. Tube said, all over Miss Lady. Jay said, Jeannie thinks she's the only, she's on the OnlyFans. I know, right? Just pay me the money it costs for a lap dance. That'd be, and McDonald's. Just donate the money and we'll call it a night. Unless you want feet pics, I'll send you some feet pics for a little bit of money. Cootie said, blah, 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 Pop's loving it. Jane said, Jenny, how old are you? So do you think it's OF, but you are on YouTube? You think it's OnlyFans, but you are on YouTube? Tube said, my wife took me to a Native American Heritage Museum. I was shocked by the difference in culture, but they were more shocked when I didn't understand you can't use that TP to wipe. I bet they like that. I need TP for my bungo. 16 people, 34 thumbs up. Jenny says, I don't know what it is, but the glasses and his bald head and the way he speaks absolutely sends me wild. And then that's why I said that, Jane. Show me in dollars. Just go down there and hit that dollar sign there at the bottom and show me how much you like it. Jane said, loyal Tube. Sam said, last time I saw Cowboy and Jacob, I was in a chat. I won't go back ever. Matthew Owens said, I need TP for my bungo. I need TP for my bungo. Are you threatening me? Are you threatening me? Jay said, well, Jenny, he is old enough to be your grandpa. Cootie said, Jane, I've seen OnlyFans people on YouTube, but I immediately report them and comment about how distasteful they are being. Like, you really need to be on YouTube to get a YouTube to gain a following. Matthew Owens says, like, TDKII. Like, okay. Cootie said, pathetic. I certainly don't need that. Jeannie said, how do you know is old enough to be my granddad? Jane, you don't know how old I am. I am being rude or anything, Jane, but are you getting jealous? Sam said, the owner of the chat basically attacked Cowboy and I went off. I said, stand up for my friends. YouTube said the hardest part of a white man dating a Native American woman is waiting in line at a restaurant because you can't tell her you made reservations. Matthew Owens says, Lake Titicaca, and it's where Beavis says where he's from. Oh, I got you now. Sorry. Cootie said Jane doesn't get jealous. She's old enough to be your mom-in-law. Tube said the only people that follow me are in police cars. Jenny said, Jane, how do you know is old enough to be my granddad? I think you just repeated the same thing. Let's see something. Been here before. Let's see. Let's see. Jane said, loyal tube. I hope your wife has a sense of humor. Amber says, I'm back. Matthew Owen says, what's the dot on an Indian woman's forehead for? I have no idea. Said, Tube said, of course she does. Matthew said, it's for the husband to scratch off and see if he won a convenience store. Damn. Jane said, we've sure enjoyed you being here, Tube. Tube said, I am respectfully, it's just silly fun. Goody said, Jenny, how does it feel to know I made enough from my own career without OF than you did? Tube said, thanks, Miss Jane. Ten people in here, 34 thumbs up. Jane said, we've sure enjoyed you being here, Tube. I'm just going to say I did that. Tube said, thanks, Miss Jane. Matthew Owens said 7 years tax-free. Sam said, I'm back, had a phone call. Matthew Owens said, they passed it to a relative to get another 7 years. Goody said, where is RC? I don't know. Jane said, Goody, were you on OF? Did you have cute toes? Goody said, no, Jane, I did actually stuff. Jenny said, God bless my grizzly bear. Goody said, I was late a lot. Just quit it because it got tiring. Kevin said, hello, brother. Don't worry, I'm here. Believe me and forgive me. Hello, Kevin. Randy said, what did I come into? I have no freaking clue what we are doing right this very second. I am absolutely lost. Jenny says, I'm only having a joke. Hand my grizzly bear. I hope you're okay. I didn't mean no harm. If I upset you, might do apologize if you can't handle a lot done, so you will stop with a little done if you can handle it. I have no freaking clue what the hell that's supposed to say. We come in here and do a positive live where everything that is fun and happiness, no controversial subjects, no religion, politics, and no inappropriate comments. Follow the guidelines and be good and have a good time. Don't be trying to be stupid. Jane said, Goody. Tube said, okay, I liked and subbed. Got to get some things done. Be fun. See you, Tube. Thanks for coming in. Randy said, see you, Tube. Let me try. See, Goody said, paid. same thing. I kind of got lost there for a minute. Jane said, take care of you. Matthew Owens says, I need a good foot job. Jane said, Lord Cootie, I was wondering what the fuck that threw me off. I ain't gonna lie. Randy, it sounds like my time with the railroad. Not a clue what's going on. I was just going with it. Cootie said, going from ghosts to casinos to OF. I know, it's just all over the place tonight. Jane said, all in the same life. Cootie said, it was wild time, LMAO. Randy said, I see we're taking a walk on the wild side tonight. Jane said, hey R3, Cootie was on OF and got laid a lot. I mean, paid a lot. Randy's laughing. Matthew said, I've been working on the railroad all my live long life. Carlo said, what's up, y'all? Pops R3. Hello, Carlo and Papa Renzo. Hope y'all are doing well. Randy said, I started an OF and had to shut it down because I owed more than I made. Randy said, hey, Carlo, and hey, Papa Renzo. Jane said, hi, Carlo and Papa Renzo. Carlo said, what's up, Randy? Fifth River Rat said, where does your ancestors come from, sir? I'm talking to you, the streamer. I'm going to be honest with you. I have never done the ancestry thing. I know where what my family started and stuff, but as far as where they came from, I have no freaking clue. For as long as I know and remember back, we all been right here. Jane said, R3, you were having to pay people to watch. Randy said, taking a bunk bed apart was easier than putting it together. Carlos says, hello, Jane. Matthew Owens said, those girls make side money selling bottled farts. Hey, I sold a bag of farts on here one night. Ziploc bag of farts. Guy paid for it, but he wouldn't send the address for me to send it to him, but I sold a bag. Randy said, yeah, Jane said, didn't help that Addie moved my bolts a few times. Addie was wound tight. I'm surprised you got the bolts at all. Surprised she didn't put them together for you. Matthew said, my sister did the ancestor stuff, and on my dad's side, it was like 90% Viking. Cootie said, y'all heard right. Spent my early years doing private money, but I never relied on OnlyFans. Ironically, I get told all the time from random men to start one. Well, I'm going to say, you're not that old. I was going to say back then they didn't have OnlyFans, did they? But I guess they did. Randy says she is wound tighter than a nun's ass. Yeah, she was, buddy. I don't know what it was, but she needed that. She needed that electric bicycle and that track to go around out here. I got to get that ready and get that bike going so she'll have something to do to run in circles. I thought about tying a rope to her waist and putting her out there on the stake to see if she'd run around. 12 people in here, 36 thumbs up, like a coconut. Cootie said they didn't, but it's proof that that didn't need OnlyFans, just need to know how to advertise. Well, that's the problem we got here. If we had a good PR person to get our stuff out, I think it would help a lot. I know we're talking about a little bit different, but if we had a good PR person to work the system and everything, I think it'd be we would be a lot better off. It would move more. Randy said she gets really excited to come to the shop, need a normal bike to let her go. Yeah. I used to say, come on by and see Randy's handies. Matthew Owens said, tighter than a well digger's ass. That's the saying. Randy said, okay, Matthew. Cootie said, Chip, that's terrible. Randy said, would you expect anything else from me? Nope, said Jane. Randy said, oh, would you prefer Randy's rim jobs? Cootie said, is that how you reeled in Madison? Nope, swipe right. Cootie said, oh God, no. Matthew said, that's what's cool things to do in South Carolina. I don't know what's cool to do in South Carolina. Randy said, I can't tell you the pickup line I used on Madison. James said, Matthew, they live in North Carolina. Yeah. I can't tell you what to do in North Carolina unless you want to come by Denton here and see the shop. Cootie said, do tell, Chip, do tell. Matthew says, oh, in North Carolina, I mean, do they have theme parks? They got water parks. They got the zoo. They got the, I think it's one of the biggest indoor water parks in Charlotte. We got mountain trips. We got a lot to do in North Carolina. That's why everybody leaves and goes somewhere else. They don't even realize what we got here. Hell, I don't. Randy says, want 6 inches, so we did deduct 3 times. All right, now you get a little bit too far out there. Jane said, lol, Randy. Randy said, North Carolina Zoo. Caraway is in North Carolina. Carowinds, not Caraway. Carowinds is on the line of North Carolina and South Carolina line. Matthew said, what's the biggest lake in North Carolina? I do not know the biggest lake. I don't know which one's biggest, but we've got several. They go down and, we got High Rock, Baden, Tuckertown, Tillery. There's another one I can't think of them. Lake Jordan. We got several lakes. I don't know which one's the biggest one. Matthew said, do you fish? I used to fish a lot. I'd like to get back into it. Like I got plenty of time, but I am getting back into it a little bit. I got my stuff. I'm going to go back to fishing a little bit anyway. Cootie said, that's absolutely terrible, Chip. Matthew said, Atlantic has the world's biggest aquarium. And when you take your boat out, do you fish? Normally I don't in my boat because my boat's not a fishing boat. But when I was younger, I had a fishing boat and a play boat, a ski boat. But I sold all that back a long time ago. Now we got my deck boat and Randy's ski boat. But I have not got back into fishing yet. Randy said, I am extreme inappropriate. Jane said, I don't want to be in Atlanta. It's a madhouse. Cootie said, Chip, I've noticed. Randy said, White Lake, Blues Lake. Yeah, both of them. I have to keep myself under control on the internet. Alexa said, hi, 11 and 36. Matthew said, Lake Ocracoke in Florida is massive. It looks like the ocean when standing on one end. Awesome. Cootie said, usually people be sensitive and also the kids. Randy said, hey, Alexis, Matthew said, I have a 17-foot skiff boat with a 70 horsepower two-stroke. Awesome. Randy said, Cootie, I do not want to involve kids. I try to stay friendly. Curly said, hey, Pops. Hello, Curly. Cootie said, don't freaking say hi to the bot Chip, but you know better. Jane said, Matt, Lake Overcoat has good fishing. Jane says, hi, Curly. Curly says, hey, Cootie, hey, Jane. Randy said, Alexis posted in the community the other day. Doesn't seem very bot-like. Cootie says, hello, Curly. Randy says, hey, Curly. 12 people in here, 36 thumbs up. Curly says, hey, Randy. Cootie says, I will strike you down, Chip and Pops. I only speak the truth. Thou shalt speak the truth, and Alexis is not a bot. Matthew said, have you ever seen Stone Mountain outside Atlanta? It's 800 feet tall granite mountain. If I've seen it, I've never been to it, no. Randy says, bring it. Didn't want to make it this far. Alexis said, hi. Cootie said, your truth is worth an amount of farts. Matthew said, it's pretty cool when they have a like around the base, that an old time train that goes around the base. Cool. Curly says, hey, Alexis, I don't care, but I believe you are not a bot. Thank you, Curly. Alexis says, car 12, and Matthew said, lake. Alexis said, 36. Cootie said, Curly, I'll fight you. Alexis said, yes. Curly said, Cootie, I've been waiting. Cootie said, bring it on, Hoosier. Yeah, Curly's showing her strength now. One's chicken and the other one's glad. Uh-oh, Cootie's going to sword fight. Randy says, I fought the tree and I won. Lord, it done got slow. I'm getting tired now. Y'all gonna have to pick up the pace. Cootie said, you're lucky I'm not smart enough to uncover where Alexis' IP address is to uncover the musty middle-aged man still in his basement. Curly said, me too, you made me yawn, sorry. Randy said, I forgot me burger, you can have it. Thank you. Matthew said, my damn dog keep jumping the fence and escaping. Curly said, Cootie, that will mean he's still real. See, I didn't know if anybody else called it. I wasn't going to say anything, but that means it would not be a bot, don't it? Alex said, hi. Cootie said, and not a bot. Cootie said, Curly, shut up. Curly said, Matthew is a husky. Alex says 1336. Matthew says, have you guys figured out the tranny problem on the Camaro or your son the other day? Yes. It was the mini spool busted. It broke the mini spool we put in. It broke it in like 3 places. So we've already got it fixed. But he ordered a new mini spool. We put it in, and this time we shimmed the mini spool So now it's tight, and he's already blown the tire out on a burnout. So yes, we got it back up. It was the rear end, not the transmission. Or, oh, I'm sorry, you're talking about the red one. We have not messed with it. We have played with it, but we've not got to see what's wrong. We know that the transmission is leaking. We got it up on the lift, but we've not checked into it to find that problem. We know it shifts, does what it's supposed to. It's just making a sound. I don't think it's going to have to be rebuilt. It's going to have to start, get a new pan gasket, keep it from leaking, and figure out what the ticking is. But it runs and drives good. Sorry, I got thrown off a little bit. Cootie said, I'm going to throw facial matter. Randy said, checkmate Cootie. Matthew said, it's a golden retriever. Curly said, Cootie, we Gucci. Randy said, gasket on code red. Curly said, oh, Matthew, they can still jump, so it makes sense. Alexa said, hi. Curly said, how tall of a fence? Time to extend it taller. Or get one of those shock collars by the time he starts to jump that fence, mash that button. Cootie said, Curly, until I send you facial matter. Matthew said, it's a young puppy, maybe 6 or 7 months old. Alexa said, Alexis Oprah. Matthew said, Matthew Stump said, Matthew, hell yeah. I'm Bun said, I want fruit. What fruit is long and smells like cheese? Alexa said, 4. Matthew Owens said, yes, the new Camaro. I don't think we got a small problem, but we just ain't figured it out yet. We've been working on the boat trying to get it ready, so we've not dove in on the car yet. Jane said, Pops, give Daryl a like. I did. I've already been in over there. Matthew Stump said, hell yeah. Curly said, yeah, they make collards that vibrate, and you can set the invisible. They make collars that vibrate, and you can set invisible mirror that alerts you and the dog that they're going too far. Lex says 14 and 15. Cootie says, M, my PD. Lexus said 14, 15, 36. What's really weird is you know what it smells like. That's pitiful. Jane said, you beat me into Daryl's and you need to remind me tonight, LOL. Cootie said, OMFG, he's butchered that. Alexa said 15. Matthew Owens said, my dad just got a 2016 3500 one-ton dually truck with a toolbox topper and a sweet compressor in the bed with lock box, 80,000 miles, 4-wheel drive for 20,000. Awesome. Alexis said 36. Bun, please stop. If you one more time, I'm going to delete you. I don't think we need to have that in here. Act like you got some damn sense. Erwin said, who's Daryl? Matthew, Metal Art Custom. Matthew said, I think that's about fair price. Yeah, seems pretty fair. Alexa said 1336 car, and yes. Cootie said, but I'm going to figure out what all Alexa's IP address is eventually, and she's even has one. Curly said, dang, that's nice. Alexa said, yes, and yes. Jane said, Erwin, Metal Art Custom. Cootie said, wait, Pops, who's acting out? Iron Bun, they're talking stupid shit. I'm trying not to delete them because it just brings more dumbasses in here. But I'm about to just delete them, but I'm trying to, maybe they'll act like they got Maybe their mama called them for supper or something. Randy said, but I'm already here. Matthew Owens said, only bad thing is that bright yellow, and I think the yellow looks like shit. Curly said, oh, the guy asking about the cheese fruit. Yeah. Alexa said, hi. Cootie said, hopefully, but dang, I also gotta have a talk with my boyfriend's ex on the weekend. Curly said, why do people paint cars yellow? I find it's so nasty looking. You do, some people don't. I mean, some people like the color yellow. I mean, you know, different folks for different strokes. Matthew said, IG, we will call the truck the cheese wagon. Curly said maybe the pastel yellow on a bug, but that's it. Alexa said 13, 14, 36. Maria says hello. Hello, Maria. Hope you're doing well. Curly says Maria. Randy said Starlink will be delivered between the 4th and the 7th. Well, that's good, but I sure would like to be here before, but that's fine. Cootie said she's been making some statements that have been making him uncomfortable, yet she broke up with him. Maria, hi, Cutie. Randy said, hey, Maria. Alexa said, hi. Matthew Owen said, Bumblebee looks good in yellow with black racing stripes. Cootie said, sorry, been drinking, had a stressful day. Maria said, how are you guys? I'm doing good, and I hope you are. Jane says, hi, Maria. And Alexa said, hi, 12:37. Maria said, wake up, everyone. The party just started. I said that wrong. I'm sorry. Wake up, everyone. The party just started. Cootie said, I've been awake, Maria. Jane said, Cootie need to tell her to cut it out. Carly says, oh my God, I forgot about Bumblebee. I retract my previous statement then. Cootie said, since 4:30 in the morning. Matthew Owen said, what is the coolest thing about the 80s you do, you know, because you lived it? Like I said, going outside, playing outside, and being the not stuck in the house, not have to be watched every few minutes. This is the 80s were pretty awesome, but also the lifestyle. I'm not lifestyle. The life era that I have lived, we've seen a lot of changes over the years. Matthew said, how old are you? I'm 57. Brenda said, did you clean the office? I did clean it. I didn't clean it all, but I did clean up a little bit. I still got to straighten up some stuff, but I did clean it. Thank you for noticing. Cootie said, he does plenty of times, but she's not getting it through. So we are going to tell her mother and me and Bob. We are getting her mother and me and Bob having to sit down about it. I'm sorry you got to deal with that. Matthew said, so you are a youngin' in the 80s? Yes. I got my driver's license, I think in 84, I think. Cootie said, she's kind of special. Matthew said, what's the biggest thing about being a dad? What's the best thing about being a dad? Watching your kids grow up. Curly said, I'm over here being born in 98. Maria said, have the freedom to go out or leave anything they want is a blessing not all people can understand. Exactly. You're exactly right. Irwin said the best thing about the 80s is not to get politically, but there was a policy called Reagan's rent control kept me and my family off the streets. Matthew Owen said I was born in 96. Cootie said, Curly, I was born in 98 too. Matthew said my dad was born in 1958. Curly said, well, Cootie, let's go. Cootie said, hi, hi. I think Cootie's chanting, Alexis is not a bot. Alexis is not a bot. Cootie said 98 gang, whoop whoop. Curly said, Matthew, my father is similar. He was born in 47. Maria said, damn, Cootie, you're old. I thought you're my generation. LOL. Maria said, Lexus can't be human. Alan said, hi. Hello, Alan. Twelve people in here, 37 thumbs up. Curly said, ha ha. With how your knees feel, we're already old. Cootie said, Lexus is a dang bot and I'll fight you over it. Maria, I'm 27, but I've been told I look early 20s. Maria said, if she is human, she can have friendly conversations with me. She might not want to. I mean, she's real shy. She has commented on our shorts and stuff. Cootie said, Curly, oh God, my knees. I don't want to hear it. Used to around the shop, if I needed something done, I'd just tell Randy and let him get down there and do it. Now we both look like turtles on our back trying to get up. Curly's laughing. Alan said, America 250 new quarter 2026. I hadn't seen it yet. Cootie said, Maria, kitty cats. Maria said, why is she so shy? We're not going to do anything to her. I think you were shy at one time. You didn't talk a lot at the beginning. Carlos says, I'm back, y'all. Curly said the amount of groaning and cracking trying to get back up. I know, right? Maria said, women don't be shy from other women for no reason. Well, y'all always make fun of her. Cootie said, Maria, because she's coward and a bot. Maria said, me? Alexis said, hi. Cootie said, no. She said, not you, Maria. Maria said, I talk a lot in the start. Curly said, Pops, I was about to say that. Why would she want to come out and talk if all y'all calling her out? I know, right? Cootie said, as. Alexis said 12, 38. Erwin said they have 5 special designs of the quarter this year to celebrate 250. Cool, I'm going to have to start looking out for them. Nicholas said, hey, buddy, how are you? I'm doing great, Nicholas. Hope you are. Nicholas is waving. Maria said I wasn't shy in the beginning. Okay. Alexis said yes, and Nicholas said like number 38 or 39. I do appreciate it. Cootie said just wait until I'm smart enough to open a fake YouTube account and then talk her channel. I'll be Mr. Vegan, but less talking and way more quiet. Curly said, Erwin, what kind of designs? Cootie said 69, 38, 49. Cootie's got the kitty cats. Maria said, what can she say other than yes, no, cat, and dog? She has commented on our shorts and stuff. She says Alexis. She says her name. And Yee, Y-E-E. But see, now it's become a game to her. Now she just likes to play around and see how far y'all will go with it. Cootie said, Maria, there was that one time she kept repeating everything I said, text a quote. Maria's laughing. Carly said, Cootie said, because she's a fraud and phony. Maria said, you're so funny. I don't know why y'all let people get to you like that. Alexis said hi. Hello, Alexis. Nicholas said, I'm good. Thank you for asking. Walking about of the lake. I like that. Alexis said 10, 39, and yes. Cootie said, I don't know why, considering you're so much older than you, isn't that a bot can be true? I just think if it was a bot, it wouldn't come in and say some of the things randomly. It wouldn't come in every single live, and it wouldn't come in and say things to my on our shorts and videos. I think if it was a bot, it would attack, but it wouldn't go to other places like that. Lex says 9:39. Jane said hi, Maria. Cootie says, like you're much older, you should be able to believe us when we're telling you we can spot a bot, you old fart. Even if it is, it's helping the algorithm. I don't know why it worries y'all so much. I think it's funny. Jane said hi, Nicholas. Maria said, and I don't know why you're defending a bot. Maria says, hi, Jane, how are you? Do you realize Alexis has never said anything about how negative, nothing negative to me? It's always nice stuff. If it's a bot, I enjoy being talked nice to. Maria says, hi, Jane, how are you? Alexis said, hi. Cootie said, exactly, Maria, but he doesn't want to freaking listen. Jane said, I'm doing well, Maria. Nicholas said, Jane, greetings. How are you? Alexis says, 9. T. Stephen said, hey, hey, hey. Oh, God, here we go. Jenny said, well, what is bot plus? Please, thank you. Cootie said, as long as it can help the algorithm, I guess. Maria said, he generally doesn't care that it Cootie. Alexa 10:39. Nicholas said, Randy, what do you like more, beach, park, or lake? I do not like beach. If I go to the beach, it'd be to go to the bike rally or something, but I do not like the beach. So I like the lake. And matter of fact, I'm particular to one lake, Baden Lake. Brenda said, nice stuff, like what? Maybe not nice stuff, just not negative stuff. Jane said, bots don't have an intelligent conversation, positive or negative. Nicholas says, mountain. I don't spend much time in the mountain, but I do enjoy going every once in a while. Maria says cat, dog, Alexis, and so nice. Cootie said, what a freaking poopy hole, butthole. Cats. Jenny says, I come from UK, England. Hope you okay. I'm doing fine. Hope you are. Cootie's got puppy dogs. 12 people in here. 40 thumbs up. Brenda said negative stuff when it doesn't have personality. Erwin said 5-quarter designs, Mayflower, Constitution, Declaration, renovation. Yeah. Gettysburg Address. Cool. Alexa said 11, 12, 40. Cootie said, I'm going to eventually start a ride about Alexis. Just you wait. Cootie said Alexis donated $1. Rich says, I didn't come to the live since a long time, and the first thing you throw at me that I am so negative and bitchy about everything. See how that just went? I did not say anything about you. I was talking about Alexis. Now, how did it turn around and come back to you? How's that? Alexis said 1340 and 1. I did not say Maria was negative and bitchy about everything. I did not. Matter of fact, I even said thank you for noticing I cleaned up. Maria said because you always say it. Cootie said Alexis, comment about your shit color and hair color. What color is your hair? Alexis said 12, and Cootie said Maria, now. Amber said, hey, cuties again. Alexis said 14. Cootie said, Maria, he did, thank you. Jane said, okay, guys, I'm signing off. Take care. See you, Jane. Thanks for coming in. David said, if I was a burglar, I'd hit your snack table before anything else. I know, right? Nicholas got hearts with hands, and Amber said, bye, Mama Jane. Nicholas got trophies. Cootie said, good night, Jane. Erwin said, bye, Jane. And Saturn. Cootie said, wonder why they sign off so much earlier now. Red said, hey, you forgot about the breakfast live. What about it? What did I forget about it? Amber said, hey, Maria. Cootie said, they did that, Maria. The only difference is the last 2 Sundays we didn't cook breakfast. We cooked hamburgers and cheeseburgers. Sam said, I'm getting ready to have a late supper. All right, Sam. Thank you. Amber said, I'm number 2 again. Voila! Sam said, it's been a crazy day. I do understand. I hope things get better for you. Cootie said, what you have, Pops? What for dinner? I'll probably eat this burger that Randy bought and left here. Alex said hi, and Car. Maria said, you were all about Maria complaining so much on the last Breakfast Live. Damn, Maria, I was just picking with you. You're going to have to understand that I pick with you. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. Cootie said just donated $4.99 because you're a coward and Alexis isn't real. Cootie said, voila. Amber said, oh Cootie. Amber said, no, I'm number 3 now. Alex said 1. See, she said you're number 1, Cootie. Cootie said, Malaha. Cootie's got red devilish. Nicholas got his heart. Amber said, damn it, only if I had money right now. Nicholas said, peace 4 times. Thank you very much. Alexis showing her puppy dogs. And 12. $40. $9 and $40, said Alexis. Alexis said 9 and 39. Yep, somebody took one away. I wonder who that would have been. Lotus must be working hard today. He hadn't been in here tonight. Cootie said, oh gosh, I understand if you ended chat waiver early. Well, I was going to before you donated. Now I can't. I don't have the heart in it to say it. So there ain't but 12 more minutes. I mean, we'll sit here and look at each other for 12 more minutes. That's at least that's the least I can do to give you 12 minutes of for number 1. Cootie said, you bet not. Alexa said 9 and 39. Woo! Cootie said, what color are your eyes? If you're talking about me, mine changes with what color I wear, but they're kind of a greenish blue. Amber said black. Amber said just picking. I know. Alexis said 8. Jenny said 61. Cootie said, nah, I'm talking about the dog. Of course, about you, Dip Dip. I thought you was asking Alexis again. Alexis said 10, and Amber said mine are hazel. Alexa said 39. Amber said they look blue in my profile though. Erwin said mine are hazel. Cootie says in the new movie Obsession, the main girl has such dark eyes. Reminds me why I'm so gay. Alexa said 10. Amber said, hey, I'm gay. Alexa said 39. Cootie said, not really, I'm pretty dang straight, but right girl, right vibes. Cootie said, but I still lied. I'm bi. I just lied. I'm bi. Sexual or polar? I'm just playing. Amber said, Pops, remind me what my favorite thing is. Plastic. Cootie said, I'll fight you. I'll show you polar. Amber said, you remember. Alexa said, hi. And 7. $39. 1. Cootie said, I gotta give kudos to Pops for remembering stuff. Y'all come in enough, I remember it. It's the ones that come in and then they don't come in for a while and then they come back. I do forget that unless they come in quite often. And then I'll remember stuff. But I do remember once y'all become a regular, I do remember the stuff. Erwin said strippers are by the pole era. Cootie said, Pops, tell a story. I told one earlier, now I'm drawing a blank again. Don't really know when I have to think of them, they don't come like that. Like, it took forever for me to think of that one last night about the truck hitting the house. Alexa says 7 and 39. Riggerty said being regular is a good thing. Yes. We got 10 people in here. 39 thumbs up. Cootie said he can't even remember OMFG. I got writer's block. I got one for you. We got a few minutes left here. When I was younger, my real father got married several times. And one of the times he was getting married, I was supposed to be in his wedding. Well, my papa would take me down the road, and he had I think it was a Dodge truck. I remember it was blue. It was a full-size truck. And I was sitting on the door with my feet in the truck and my body outside of the truck. I don't know why I was sitting like that. But when he turned the corner, the door opened. And when the door opened, I come out and fell onto the asphalt. And when I fell onto the asphalt, of course, he hit the brakes. come running around there. By the time he got around, I was already back in the truck, but I had messed up my big toe. So which meant I couldn't go to the wedding, which everybody always thought that was a BS thing. But I really messed up my big toe and I couldn't wear shoes. So my papa took one of my shoes and cut the little corner out so my toe would not hit when I walked, because I'd messed up that toe, and I could still wear my shoes until my toe healed. And then when my toe healed, he took my shoes, and me and him, he went and bought a pecan tree, and he planted it. He dug a hole and he planted my shoes in that pecan tree, and he told me that when it would take several years to start growing pecans, but when it did, they'd be in the shape of my shoe. I believed that for years. I couldn't wait to get pecans off of that tree in the shape of my shoe. Cootie said, I'm a deaf regular. Riggedy said, writer's block is also known as a paperweight. That's right. Cootie said, my first time riding the bike, I got too excited and smacked so hard into a neighbor's van, limped home crying. Well, I told y'all about Justin going down the road in the while we was at the campground. We rented him a scooter, and he was out riding. He rode the snot out of that thing. I think it was the first scooter he'd ever rode. And he turned the corner and hit some sand, and the back tire come out, and he hit a dang Chevy Tahoe. I think he did like $5,000 worth of damage to that damn Tahoe with his head and body. It didn't mess up the scooter, but man, he messed up that damn Tahoe. See, everyone said I was hit by a boat while riding my bicycle. One of y'all was in the wrong place. Goody said, and his brain possibly. I don't know if it knocked sense into him or knocked it out. I don't know. Erwin Howe. Irma said the boat was on a trailer. Goody said theme song. Ricky said friends was hit by a goose on a bike. We did used to have a goose that come out and chase us on ours. I hated going by that house. We'd ride by and we'd have to jump off of our bike and run beside our bike and keep that goose from biting us. Goody said, poopy head, but Irwin's waving. Goody said, it's 2 minutes early. No, it ain't. It takes 2 minutes for this song to play. Goody said, what did I pay for it, jerk? Amber said, $5. Goody said, I paid $5, and at 9 o'clock we go off. Check your time when I hit off. Flippy! And we've been live for 2 hours and 4, 5, 6 seconds. Let's see, Matthew said, God bless America. Nicholas said, bye, friend Randy. See ya. Judy said, you better wave the have out loud out of your hand. Good. Fine. Flippy! Ricky said never could figure out how the goose was riding the bike, but that's what I was told. Flippy! Y'all have a good day, good night, whenever you're watching this, and remember, keep it silly. Matthew said landed free because of the brave, and said he didn't wave. I wave, bye-bye. Y'all have a good day, good night, whenever you're watching this, and remember, keep it silly. Thank y'all.